Celebrating the magic of March, the Wisconsin division of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated presents the 94th Annual WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships. Live from the UW Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin, this WIAA Sports Exclusive is brought to you statewide by Marshfield Clinic, reminding you that life has its moments. Get the best health care and enjoy every one of them. Menards is a proud sponsor of WIAA Boys and Girls Basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards. Rural Mutual Insurance Company, providing undivided attention to Wisconsin's families, businesses, and farms. The Wisconsin Education Association Council is proud to support WIAA Boys and Girls Sports and invites you to visit WEAC.org because great schools benefit everyone. Wisconsin's dairy farm families and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. America's Dairyland is your land. And by Associated Bank, a strong and stable Wisconsin bank. Associated has actively supported the communities it serves for many generations. Visit AssociatedBank.com.
The 2009 WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament tips off with the Division III semifinals. In our first game, it's the Fall Creek Crickets at 21-4, taking on the Angels of Racine St. Catharines at 23-2. Hi again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined by the head coach at Madison Edgewood, Chris Wetler. And Chris, we've got some interesting contrasts in this game. Fall Creek, a junior-dominated team, not a lot of depth, but two juniors make them go. That's Jordan Reitz and Luke Tweed.
First time here in 24 years, and Coach Storley is worried about the jitters and hoping they can get out of the box quickly, going up against an experienced team from St. Catharines, 9 seniors on the team, and 3 state championships up out of the last 4 years. 1,300 tickets sold by Fall Creek. There's only 1,300 in the community. I wonder who shut the lights off when they left last night.
A lot of people down here at the Kohl Center cheering on the Crickets. As you said, they haven't been here since 1984, and Jordan Reitz's dad played on that team. You talked about the experience of St. Cat's, 9 seniors on this team. Longtime head coach Bob Alech has a lot of depth, and 3 of the best guys on their team. Menards points of the game as we check out Racine St. Cat's. Jake Thomas, an outstanding shooter for the Angels.
Yeah, and Jake's headed to South Dakota to play basketball next year. He's got tremendous range and tremendous experience from the last couple of years here. He'll be a tough one for the Crickets to match up with.
Javar Lawson gives him an inside-outside presence. Steve McWhorter, the guard, very quick. What do you look at as the keys to the game?
Well, I think the keys of the game, again, are going to be if Fall Creek can shoot the ball well and handle their nervousness in the first quarter here and handle the inside game and outside game and the experience of St. Catharines.
All right, now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. It is time to meet these two teams.
Let's
send it
meet the
over to PA announcer John
participants
Johnson.
in today's first Division III semifinal between the Crickets of Fall Creek and the Angels of Racine St. Catharines. First, let's meet the Fall Creek Crickets. Number 3, Cole Aldrich. Number 4, Eric Gajeski. Number 5, Zach Jacobson. Number 10, Alan Jaraki. Number 14, Jeremy Burns. Number 22, Scott Reitz. Number 30, Brandon Melnick. Number 34, Cameron Nyseth. Number 43, John Santa Cruz. And number 45, Anthony Schumacher. And now, let's meet the Racine St. Catharines Angels. Number 10, Mitch Yeager. Number 11, Mason Weber. Number 13, Mike Lenz. Number 15, Chris Suter. Number 21, Jarvis Lawson. Number 24, Mike Flancher. Number 32, Joe Hamilton. Number 33, Javar Lawson. And number 34, Justin Piat. And now the starters for the Fall Creek Crickets. Starting at forward, a 6'5" junior, number 12, Luke Tweed. And at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 20, Cullen Holdeman. And at center, a 6'2" junior, number 32, Andy Craigness. And at guard, a 6'6" junior, number 24, Jordan Reitz. And at guard, a 6-foot junior, number 2, Matt Dickinson. Fall Creek is coached by Rick Storley. And now the starters for Racine St. Catharines. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 33, Javar Lawson. At center, a 6'6" senior, number 31, Nick Bixler. At guard, a 6'3" senior, number 22, Jake Thomas. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 23, Jacob Manchester. And at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 25, Steve McWhorter. The Angels are coached by Bob Letch. And the officials for this morning's game, as assigned by the WIAA, are John Fuhrer of Menominee Falls, Tom Kasker of Mount Horeb, and Chris Van Ness of Madison.
Here are the starting lineups, brought to you by Delta Dental of Wisconsin, advancing solutions for great oral health. We believe everyone deserves a healthy smile. Fall Creek Cricket starting 5 juniors for St. Cat's, 4 seniors in the starting lineup. The lone junior is the point guard, Steve McWhorter. Fall Creek in the green jerseys, white numerals. Racine St. Catharines in the white jerseys and those distinctive black and white socks.
Yeah, they've been wearing those the last few years down there. Not many teams wear those anymore.
A little retro look for the Angels. They control the tap, and we are underway the 2009 WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. This is Jake Thomas with the basketball.
Fall Creek starting in a 1-2-2 zone. They may match up on it a little bit. They got to make sure they find Thomas.
Javar Lawson, no. Matt Dickinson, the rebound.
St. Cat's has been living on their defense. Last 7 games, giving up 33 points a game. So we'll see how they do today.
Dickinson, the basketball. They look inside. Andy Craigness banks it up and in.
Good start for the Crickets.
You touched on it, a team that hasn't been to state in a long time. Nice when you can hit that first shot.
It always helps. Helps calm you down a little bit.
Thomas, long distance 3, rims out. Lawson tracks down the rebound. Now McWhorter, they'll reset. Thomas travels.
Well, they got to find him. He'll shoot it from 22, 23 feet. He has a lot of confidence that way. He didn't hit his first one, but that won't slow him down, I would imagine, the rest of the game.
And you can tell the way he elevates, the way the ball comes off the hand. That is his range.
Good technique.
Fall Creek with the basketball and a 2-point lead. This is Luke Tweed up top. Dickinson, Manchester on him.
Fall Creek runs a motion offense with some mover blocker stuff. They like to go inside out.
Reitz behind the back dribble, followed by McWhorter. So the matchup early on, they're going to put McWhorter, the point guard, against Jordan Reitz at 6'6", but he plays a lot of points. He does just about everything for the Crickets.
Well, yeah, he'll handle the ball on top. He'll rebound, and they're going to look for him, look for a lot of things out of him.
Leading scorer on this Crickets team. 18.7 points per game. Here's Haldeman with some big games in the sectionals. Luke Tweed up top. And that time the Crickets turn it over.
Well, the Crickets probably do not want to get in a very fast-paced game here. They don't have a lot of depth to begin with. Secondly, the Angels would like to get out and run if they can. So the Crickets are going to try and have quality possessions every time down the floor. as most teams should.
McWhorter, they swing it. Lawson, baseline jumper, good.
Good look on the baseline, little diagonal pass from the top to the bottom, little 8-footer. Nothing but net.
Crickets go inside, Reitz, kick it back out. Luke Tweed launches the three. That one rims out, Lawson the rebound. McWhorter push in. Bixler, no, gets it back, goes up, and he is fouled.
Well, that's what I was talking about. As soon as the St. Cats got a rebound there, they cleared it. They were down the floor. One pass and the layup just didn't happen to finish, and now we'll go to free throws.
Nick Bixler, 6'6" senior, averaging 6 points per game.
65% free throw shooter.
Gives Bob Letch a nice inside presence.
Yes, he does. We'll see if the St. Cats team throws on a press here after this free throw.
2-2 for Bixler. He gives the Angels a 2-point lead. Fans have been making numerous trips to this WIAA state tournament in recent years. Whistle and a foul. And that one's going to go on the Crickets.
Moving screen. Reitz.
You see Rick Storley, one of two Storley brothers coaching this tournament. Twin brother Randy will have the player Taylor Wildcats on this court tomorrow morning.
What a thrill for that family. And they said last Saturday was about as emotional as it gets between the two schools, with one team playing in the afternoon and the other team in the evening.
The brothers will celebrate their 50th birthday on Friday. McWhorter for three.
Not only that, they say Madison is their family reunion time during the year. Everybody comes down here for the state tournament, and that's when they get together.
Have you ever seen two guys that excited about turning 50?
Why not? What a perfect time to do it. And perfect way to celebrate. Kicked ball by the Angels.
At the moment, Rick Storley's not thinking about birthdays. He's thinking about this 7-0 run by the Angels. And there you see Bob Letch, synonymous with St. Catherine's High School.
Over 40 years there.
Was a student there, left for college, came back, and has never left, and certainly made his mark, not only as a coach, but as a teacher and educator.
And still teaching physical education, and now he's helping, and he's a development person there as well, trying to raise funds for the school.
Dickinson gets in the lane. Haldeman thought about the three, well behind the arc. Now Dickinson.
Active hands by the Angels. Like I said, their defense has been their trademark, especially the last 7 games. And a double team there on Reitz.
Knocked out of bounds. Crickets will keep it.
Reitz will not get many good looks today, I would imagine, if the Angels got anything to say about it.
Zach Jacobson will check in. He is a 6'2 senior. Andy Cragness will check out. Cragness has the lone bucket for Fall Creek.
Again, Fall Creek only goes about 6 deep, so we'll see how their endurance and their conditioning lasts throughout this game on the bigger court.
Tweed leaves it for Reitz. Back up top, Luke Tweed, three-pointer, yes.
That will be a key for the Crickets, because you know they're going to double team and they're going to all collapse on the Reitz. He's got to find his running mate there and get him good looks, and that would be Tweed.
Talked about the lack of depth. Fall Creek, 4th game of the season, had 2 guys tear ACLs in the same game.
Well, you talk about bad luck.
Turnover on the Crickets. McWhorter back the other way. McWhorter travels. Yeah, early in the season, 4th game, home game against Gilman. Matt Stanky, starting center, an all-conference performer, tore his ACL. His replacement comes in, Shannon Herrick. He tears his ACL.
Yeah. And Coach Storley talked about that being a time where they decided to come together. They could go one of 2 ways. They could decide that it's over, or they could come together, and he said they really brought them together. So he talked about it as a turning point in their season.
And you see the number of juniors on this team for Rick Storley, and it's one of those situations, too. Teams have to play for right now. You can't think, oh, we got another year coming. You never know in the game of basketball.
And the experience they're going to get this whole weekend for these guys next year will be invaluable.
Colin Haldeman up top now. Good pressure defense by the Angels, and that's something that got them to the state tournament. Reitz a little short, knocked out of bounds. Fall Creek basketball.
The Angels are switching the ball screens, especially when they're set for Reitz. Reitz has just got to be patient, let the game come to him. He's a good player. He's just got to let those looks come to him.
St. Catherine's allowing opponents about 42 points per game during the season, and they've really cranked it up.
Like I said, about 33 a game the last 7 games.
Jordan Reitz, short. Jacobson can't hang on to it. Yeah, St. Cat's allowing a very talented Dominican team just 31 points in the sectional semis. Cedar Grove, Belgium, held them to 35 in the sectional final.
And Kenosha St. Joe, who's been here before, to 28.
Now, you don't play for Bob Letch unless you play defense. Jake Thomas, good look and three-pointer right there.
They will have to get out and bother now. He's set there right now. He's very comfortable to the right of the top of the key there, and they're going to have to do something about that.
Here's Luke Tweed. He had a 3 in a recent possession for the Crickets.
They're going to need him. They're going to need him to score because they're going to really try and shut down Reitz.
Now corner, Cullen Haldeman. A little short on that 3.
Well, at least he took the shot. That's what he's going to have to do. So they don't just rely on Reitz and Tweed here to get the job done.
Jake Thomas, pull-up jumper. That is good. And that's a three-pointer. Rick Stoller is going to take a 30-second timeout.
Well, as we mentioned, Thomas looks very comfortable out there this morning on the court like he's been here for a couple times before. And he's nailed 2 out of 3.
He showed he can shoot the spot-up 3. Now here he goes to his left and a little pull-up.
One dribble to the left, pull up, pop it, hit it.
I was way to the University of South Dakota, and they're very impressed by his outside shooting, and we've seen that so far in this game. The 2009 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company, providing undivided attention to Wisconsin's families, businesses, and farms.
Last basket for Racine St. Catherine was a 3-point basket by Jake Thomas.
Talked about the tournament experience of Racine St. Catherine's, and in this tournament, 6-1.
Well, with Randolph not being there this year, they could catch up to them a little bit here.
Again, great defense by the Angels. Luke Tweed's got another 3.
Again, that's going to be big for Fall Creek if Tweed can hit those shots.
Well, so far it looks like they're really trying to take Jordan Reitz out of this game, and
Definitely.
Luke Tweed has hit a couple of 3s in this first quarter.
And that's okay. That's why they call it a 2.
Thomas has another 3-pointer. Got that one over Reitz.
Well, he's now hit 3 in a row. We commented on his first shot, how smooth and comfortable he looked on it. Now he's buried his last 3. So watch out. We'll see what happens here.
There are some outstanding teams in this tournament, outstanding individuals, and we're looking at a few right now.
Well, when you get guys, especially that size, and he can spread to the basket like he does, it's tough to defend.
Wagner's short. Reed trying to track that one down. It goes out of bounds. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. The Fall Creek Band entertaining the fans here at the Kohl Center in Madison. Fall Creek Crickets trailing Racine St. Catherine's 16-8. You see the time remaining in the first quarter. Hot shooting from Racine St. Catherine's Jake Thomas. As expected, he is stroking the 3 in this game.
The state tournament mark for Division III is 9 made 3s. He's a third of the way there, and we still got a minute to go in the first quarter.
Thomas gets the high pick. Now McWhorter.
That time Fall Creek switched on a ball screen at the top. That was a better defensive job there by Fall Creek with Tweed and Reitz switching up on him. And there they go again.
Thomas will take it to the glass, and he's got another 2 points.
Now, obviously, he just showed there he can put it on the floor and attack the basket as well. But I still like that defensive possession better by Fall Creek that time.
And the Crickets trying to attack with Colin Haldeman, and he draws the foul.
Well, this time they forced Thomas to put the ball on the floor. Again, I guess I still like those odds better than just letting him sit there and pop it.
And Thomas recognizing that on that switch, he had one of the interior players, Kragness, on him, so he figured he had a step, and
great recognition. Yep, great recognition.
Under a minute to go here. Very first game of this 2009 tournament.
Let's see if Fall Creek holds for one here.
Get it inside. Jordan Reitz with the bucket.
Excellent offensive possession by the Crickets there. They realized Reitz been struggling outside, tough to get him the ball. They put him in the paint, they found him, and he finished.
He's 6'6", he's a good leaper.
He's an excellent athlete. He's only a junior. He's going to just get better.
Time ticking down, first quarter.
That's Thomas coming off the double.
Chris Suter into the ball game. And another long-distance shot. That's a two-pointer by Manchester. Haldeman looking to answer. And that one a little short. We played one quarter at the Kohl Center. It's Racine St. Catharines leading Fall Creek 20-10. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Charter Communications. Bring your home to life with the Charter Bundle. If you're Fall Creek, you look at those stats and say, hey, we're doing okay. It's just that Racine St. Catharines is just shooting lights out right now.
Well, and they've taken advantage of their possessions better than Fall Creek has, all in all. Fall Creek has got to come up with an answer for Thomas. Otherwise, it could be a long morning for the Crickets.
Yeah, big adjustment for these Division III teams. You know, during the season, you play those 7:30 varsity games, and now you come down here. There's Luke Tweed with the three. He had a couple in that first quarter.
Well, I would imagine Coach Storley, anticipating and hoping they'd get this far, probably had some 9 o'clock in the morning practices throughout the year.
They had some early ones.
That's a smart move to do.
He had a 6 a.m. practice beginning of the week. No, you turn the lights on, you get the officials here, put the uniforms on, it's game time.
And
these kids are ready.
And besides, you're in the Kohl Center. Oh, by the way.
Manchester, no. Rebound.
Manchester, a younger brother, Jeremy, that played back here 5 years ago for Bob Letch, and he was a heck of a player that played at Whitewater. Good hustle.
Loose ball. Reitz gets it to Dickinson, loses the handle in the lane, picked up, Kragness, muscles up, gets the bucket and the foul.
I think we just had a rugby game break out there.
Well, if Fall Creek's going to get back into this game, it's going to be plays like that that get them going. Just battle and scrap and do what you can.
Those kind of intangible plays can really fire you up. And they got a hoop out of this and the foul.
That's what they get out of Andy Kragness right there. One of those unsung heroes for this team who just goes in and does the dirty work and battles. And
every team's got to have him.
Suter in the corner. Chris Suter, the younger brother of Patrick Suter. Talk about those brother connections. Jake Thomas has another one. 5 in a row now for Jake Thomas.
Well, and they've been three different varieties. A drive, finish, a pull-up jumper, and then a stationary jumper. So he's shown the whole package so far.
If there are any questions, not so, answering yes.
Not so far. There aren't many concerns.
Reed's got it to Kragness. Kragness double teamed. He turns it over. 4th turnover on the Crickets. Jake Thomas has shot the 3. He's driven to the basket. He pulls up. I think he's got the complete offensive game.
And right now it looks like he likes to go left. It'd be interesting to see if Fall Creek could make him go right, if he could pull up with the same kind of confidence.
10-point lead in the basketball. Racine St. Catharines. Here's Thomas. Can he stay hot? Yes, he can.
Well, we're seeing an incredible performance so far right now. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Largest lead of the game for St. Cat's. Thomas has 16 already.
And 4 threes.
He's already ahead of his season average. Cricket's going inside. Jordan Reitz, and he is fouled.
Well, that's one way to slow him down, is get him in foul trouble.
St. Catherine's foul for 22, Jake Thomas. His first
Fourth team foul on the Angels. Jake Thomas's first personal foul.
Fall Creek has 2 teams.
Thomas now defending Jordan Reitz, who puts up a three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound. Javar Lawson.
Jordan's trying to make some things happen, which I understand. And it's getting to the point where he might have to force some things.
Lawson, that's a two-pointer.
St. Cat's is shooting the ball incredibly well. I guess that's an understatement there. But they have very good looks.
Dickinson into the lane. Now they swing it. Cullen Holdeman, three-pointer, yes.
That's a good sign for the Crickets there to get another guy involved in the offense. Now they got to stop Angels down at this end of the floor.
Yeah, you don't have the 12-point shot in basketball. You can't make this up in one possession. You're going to have to just chip away if you're Fall Creek. And for the Angels, you can just, hey, do what you're doing.
Yep. Fall Creek has now put their third different player on Thomas.
That's Dickinson. Trying to fight through a screen.
And it works for
Thomas
possession.
Didn't get that one to roll.
Thomas rushed one there a little bit.
He's got that shooter's mentality, though.
Yep.
The next one is going in.
That's right.
Luke Tweed, baseline buckets.
Well, Fall Creek put Dickinson on him and just chased him all over. And Thomas, instead of just letting it come to him, he said, okay, mano a mano, I'm going to score on you as well.
Luke Tweed has 8 points for Fall Creek. Well, Fall Creek in a number of games has had to battle back from deficits. Against Ladysmith sectional semis, they were down double digits in the first half.
Well, they started off the year with 15 in a row, and then they came across some tough times. And they've really handled those well with a lot of comebacks.
Bixler, the kick out. Lawson, three-pointer. The Angels have another three. Lawson has 7. Jordan Reitz looking to answer.
He got
and he's got
the
the three.
That might get him going because he got the roll that time. And sometimes that's all it takes is to get a guy really feeling good about their shot.
Boy, as well as St. Cat's has played, you get the feeling if Fall Creek can kind of get this to single digits that they have to feel okay going to the half. Suter, a little short.
Well, right now, too, both these teams only average 59 points a game, but on the pace we're going here, we could be looking at like 80 to 65 or something like that.
They go down low and a foul. Well, they got Zach Jacobson down low, and Lawson had ball, but he also threw some contact. Closed captioning of this WIA tournament broadcast is brought to you by American Transmission Company, owner and operator of the electric transmission grid. ATC, helping to keep the lights on, business running, and community strong. Jacobson, the senior, rolls that one in. Jake Thomas will check out. And Jarvis Lawson checking in for the Angels. Jarvis Lawson, one of the starters, but he broke his foot a couple weeks back and has gotten back into the lineup. And Bob Letch telling us yesterday that just in the last couple of days of practice, it looks like Jarvis Lawson is kind of back to his normal self.
About 5 weeks ago, he broke a metatarsal in his foot and said it slowed him a little bit, but that he's looking a lot better the last couple of days. Jacobson with 2 big free throws there, considering he's only a 38% free throw shooter for the year. So you're right, as well as the Angels have played, they're still only up 8 points. And now they have Thomas out of the game.
Manchester going inside, Reitz knocks it away, and Holdeman picks it up.
A little momentum going the Crickets' way.
Reitz picks up the dribble.
Jarvis Lawson on Reitz this time.
Cragness, that shot was tipped.
The St. Cat's have a lot of length and strength in their starting lineup.
Thomas, it's a short rest for him. He will check back in. Lawson, no. That was Javar.
Well, bucket here by the Crickets. We're down to a 6-point game.
Dickinson trying to get it inside. And now a run out.
Watch
Nick
out.
Bixler. No. Lawson, yes. Javar Lawson the tip. He has 9.
Turnovers kill.
Back to a 10-point lead. Nice pass. Tweed to Kragness.
Excellent play there. Dribble penetration in the dish for the layup.
Kragness has 6. Jarvis Lawson to Manchester. Scooter. Lawson, no. Rebound Crickets.
And hanging in there. Good possession here at this end. See if you can find Reach or Tweed.
Haldeman will take it up and in.
Penetration by Haldeman there off the glass. For 2, we got ourselves a 6-point game now. Just when you thought they were out of it, down 30-17. It's now 32-26. And the Fall Creek Crickets are, what are you, chirping?
Yes, one thing they're doing. The Cricket Crazies up and having a little fun here at the Kohl Center.
And that's all Rich Storley talked about, is that this has got to be a fun experience for his team. And they are certainly showing a lot of momentum right now, and they fought their way back in the game, and now St. Cat's looks like they might hold it for the last shot, and Coach Storley backs off his defense. Says we'll go in at 6, 8, or less. Timeout St. Cat's.
And Bob Letch is going to take a timeout, and one of the best things about that timeout, it gets Jake Thomas back into the game.
Well, and that also gives the Crickets a chance, really, their 6-man rotation, a little breather.
Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated. Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. What kind of offensive set might we expect out of the Angels now?
Well, I like the set they ran at the end of the first quarter. They used Thomas as a decoy, ran him off a double on one side of the basket, and then brought Manchester back to the other side. He was wide open for a 3 at the end of the first quarter. Let's see if they do that again. Or they could run a 1-4 flat, which is flatten out the Angels on the baseline and let Thomas go one-on-one to the basket.
You see Jake Thomas, he has 16 points already in this first half. Half of the Angels' point total.
It's always a nice comfort for a coach when they get to the state tournament to know one person you can rely on having one heck of a game.
Jarvis Lawson. Mike Flancher now with the basketball, taking it for the first time.
Running a semi-delay here. If they get a layup, they'll take it. If not, they're going to hold in about 10 seconds, 8 seconds, and see him run a set.
Flancher gets the high pick from Javar Lawson. Lawson checks the clock.
Find Thomas and find Manchester.
Here's Thomas. Driving. Contact right there. They're going to get the foul on Andy Craig.
Only their 13th foul, so that's not going to hurt him. The force the Angels to take the ball out of bounds. I think Thomas went a little early, and
Jacobson in for Kragness.
Well, Creek might have got away intentionally there.
Stewart to inbound. Thomas. Down low, Lawson.
Unselfish by Tweed.
But Fletcher will go to the line.
That was a very good possession by the Angels. Thomas got shut down. He then looked for a teammate, and he found Lawson, who then found another teammate, found Flancher underneath the basket for 2. Coach Letch bragged about how his team was very unselfish this year, and they proved it right there.
Flancher, 57.1% from the line this season. Trying to give his team a 7-point lead heading into the half. Missed them both. And it's a 6-point game at the half. Racine St. Catherine's 32, Fall Creek 26. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. The Fall Creek dance team performing on the floor here at the Kohl Center. We're at the half of this first Division III semifinal, our very first game of this 2009 WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. Racine St. Catherine's leading Fall Creek 32-26. Chris, this was a 10-point game after one, and it sure looked like St. Cass was just going to blow the Crickets right out of the gym. And then Fall Creek gets back into the game. How did they do it?
Well, they made a few adjustments on defense. They got out of the 1-2-2 zone first of all and went man-to-man, and then they started switching off on Thomas. And then Thomas started to think about that a little bit and forced a couple shots. And then Fall Creek had a couple good possessions at the other end of the floor, got other people involved besides Reitz and Tweed, and boom, you're right back in it, outscoring them 16-12 in the second quarter.
Do you expect St. Cat's coach Bob Letch to make any halftime adjustments?
No, I don't think so. I think it was they got to be very happy with their app. They just got to slow Thomas back down and say, let it come to you. Sometimes when you get off to a really fast start like that, you think you're invincible and you can do it the rest of the game. I think Thomas has got to realize, and go back to the things that got him there and got him the good possessions in the first half. I don't see any major adjustments on their part, nor do I on the Crickets' part.
We'll be back with first half stats and highlights, but right now let's send it over to Brian Groff.
Thank you, Brian Custer from WKOW-TV in Madison. Now, this is the Division III first game of the day, and we have a full day of games, and it goes from Division III and right into Division I. Let's check out the matchups we have on this first day of the state tournament here in 2009. Fall Creek and Racine St. Catharines. St. Cat's with a 6-point lead at the half. This is to be followed by Lacrosse Aquinas, Manitowoc Rancalli, a couple of teams coming in with 21 victories each. Those two teams will fight to play the winner of our game going on right now. The D3 championship game to be played at 6:35 on Saturday night. Now, as far as this afternoon, that's when we get into Division I quarterfinals. Milwaukee, Washington making a return trip to state. They had some powerhouse teams back about 10, 15 years ago. Oshkosh North making it down here with 20 wins, 20-3 record. That game set to tip off at 1:35. Followed by Eau Claire North, Evan Anderson, the UW recruit for the Huskies. Racine Horlick with a really good player as well, heading out to Oregon. Jabril Wilson, 22-1 record coming in for Racine Horlick. We take a break. When we come back in the evening, more Division I quarterfinals. Germantown, a 21-2 mark, coming up against an always tough Madison Memorial squad with a 23-1 mark. Germantown coming here for 2 straight years. And that is to be followed by the final game of the day. Bayport with an undefeated record, the only one on the field, 23-0. They will be matched up against Beloit Memorial, 18-5 record. That one's set to begin at about 8:15 tonight. Now, DVD copies of all 2009 WIAA tournament games and all other WIAA events are available for your purchase. The way to do that is to hand out $29.95 per copy, shipping and handling in there as well, plus tax. Visa and MasterCard are accepted. Order online. Go to www.prepfilms.com. And then they'll take care of that for you. You make the order there. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for your delivery. Now, we mentioned Divisions 1 and 2 for football throughout the rest of this session. We'll check out Divisions 3 all the way through 7. So we'll do that when we come back after this game and then at the halftime of the next one. So all kinds of football for you. A lot of 2- and 3-sport athletes that make it down here to the state tournament. So it's great to have some of these other athletes as well. Part of our focus here in the magic of March. As for right now, we're going to send it back courtside, and that's where we find Bradovich and Chris Wetler.
Thanks, Brian. Chris, it was a 10-point lead for St. Cat's after 1, and Angels were shooting well, doing everything well, defending well. Then in that second quarter, things kind of turn as we take a look at our first half highlights. The Fall Creek Crickets, have been shooting the ball reasonably well. There's Andy Cragdus right there. And then Luke Tweed providing an outside scoring punch. Couple of three-pointers. Then Jordan Reitz getting other guys involved. There's Tweed on the baseline, and Fall Creek just doing a nice job hanging in this game. It was St. Cat's opening up a double-digit lead. Javar Lawson, Jake Thomas, and you'll see Thomas again. Boy, he has been impressive in this first half.
He sure has, and he got the Angels off to a great start, made them feel a little more comfortable on the floor here. 2 statistics that jump out to me at halftime here are Fall Creek, 3 guys played the whole half, and you got to see how that's going to wear on them the second half. And then another statistic jumps out to me is St. Catharines has got 10 points off of Fall Creek's turnovers, which is a big factor as well.
Luke Tweed leading the Crickets with 8. Jake Thomas, he's been spectacular. He's got 16. As we said, both teams shooting the ball pretty well. Free throws a little edge for the Crickets. So far, it's the points off of turnovers, one big reason why the Angels have the lead.
Got to take care of the ball. Those lead to easy points usually to the other team. So we'll see if Fall Creek can make that adjustment the second half where they're just going to honor the basketball a little bit better.
But you said you don't expect any major adjustments by either coach.
No, I don't. I think Fall Creek will stick with what they did the second quarter. which got him back in the game. And I think St. Catherine's will just try and go back to what they did the first quarter, and that's be a little more patient and let the openings come to Thomas for him to get his shots. And check for him to see if he's going to feed the ball a little bit more in the second half. As they start to collapse on him, we'll see if his assist number goes up.
Can this hot shooting keep up?
Well, typically it doesn't, but we'll see. You know, he got a little rest here at halftime talking about Thomas again. We'll see if he gets his feet underneath him, gets back on balance, and nails a couple more. We'll see.
As we go to break, we're going to take a look at the Racine St. Catherine's dance team performing on the floor here at the Kohl Center. Part of the action here at this 2009 WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Getting ready to start the third quarter from the Kohl Center. Division III semifinals. Our first matchup of the day. It's Racine St. Catherine's on top of Fall Creek. 32-26. It was a 13-point lead for the Angels. Crickets coming back in that second quarter.
Well, I was just saying during the break there that I've been really impressed with Fall Creek's poise. First time they've been down here in 24 years. They fall down 13 points to a team that's won 3 out of the last 4 state championships in Division II and III. And I'm just impressed with their poise, and I think that's what helped get them back into the game. So we'll see how it stays the second half.
St. Cat basketball as we start this third quarter.
Fall Creek coming back to their man.
And it's Dickinson on Jake Thomas. On the quarter. They pull up. Little short. Rebound Fragments.
Fall Creek's doing what I call a no-help rule. They put Dickinson on Thomas and just said, don't worry about helping out anybody else. Just get in Thomas's face and don't let him get the ball. And so far, it's been effective the second half.
Luke Tweed.
Excellent pass.
To Dickinson.
Great players can also make everybody else around them better. And that was a great pass by Reitz to Dickinson for 2, and now we have 4-point game.
Dickinson's first 2 points of the game. Down low, Thomas. Foul.
Well, St. Cat's realizing that Fall Creek has gotten into this no-help defense, and now they've ran some stuff along the baseline for Thomas to give him open.
When you go into halftime, you get a little time to use that whiteboard in there and draw something up, and that was a nicely run play by the Crickets.
Yes, it was. And when you draw a play up as a coach, you get tremendous gratification that when you see it come on the floor, and it works.
Our friend Forrest Larson, the former coach up at Ladysmith, his kids could launch the 3 a few years ago. Forrest now at Badger High School in Lake Geneva.
And he's drawn up a few plays in his life before
Just
that have worked.
Just a few. Colin Haldeman up top, Jordan Reitz with Thomas on him. An interesting matchup right there. Fragments. Get it to Tweed. Who scored?
Once again,
Tweed is having a nice game.
Yes, he is. He has really been the mainstay for the Crickets throughout this game. But once again, the extra pass down low by Fall Creek, getting a high-quality shot and a quality possession out of it.
10 points, Tweed, 4-point game. Thomas picks up the dribble. Now Bixley.
Well, Fall Creek has definitely found an answer with Dickinson being on Thomas.
Jake Thomas, 3, no good. Rebound, Jordan Reitz.
I believe since Dickinson's been on him, he's only had the 2 free throws.
Dickinson makes it a 2-point game.
Well, here we go. 6 minutes ago, 2-point game. Remember, it was 30-17, the Angels. And a 15-4 run by Fall Creek since that time out to Rich Dorlington.
Jake Thomas, the kick, Bixler. Nice left-handed shot in the lane.
That's what Jake Thomas needs to do. Doesn't have to shoot it every time, but when he penetrates, again, do the extra pass like Fall Creek has done the last couple possessions.
Jordan Reitz gets to the lane and scores.
Well, the good news for the Crickets is that's only Reitz's second or third basket of the game, and they've been hanging in there without him having a good game yet. Watch it if he gets going here.
Reitz with 6 points. McWhorter. Lawson 3-pointer. Got it.
That's what makes St. Catherine's so tough, is they've got quality players all around. It isn't just Thomas. And Lawson can play as well. Probably had the right on him.
Reitz Gets it to Kragness. Now Haldeman. Reeks looking for a cutter. He'll put up the shot. No good. Rebound. Tap down to Jake Thomas.
Could have been a foul there, but I think all in all, it was a good no call by the official. He's going up. I saw the Angel player hanging on his arm.
McWhorter to Lawson. Backs in and scores. Javar Lawson did it the last trip down from the perimeter. This time down low.
This is a good basketball game with two really good coaches. They're doing the right things and making the right calls as they need to.
Reeks. Kragness. And a 30-second timeout.
I love to see a player that averages the 18, 19 points a game, realizing that St. Catherine's is suffocating on him, and he finds a teammate for a layup. That is what the game of basketball has been all about for many, many years.
We talked in the open, Jordan Reeks can do it all. He averages just under 19 points per game. Shoots 70% from the free throw line, 8.3 rebounds per game, and 4.1 assists.
Yeah, I was going to say, he also has 106 assists on the year. And a lot of teams, if you take their leading scorer 18, 19 points a game, and their team's only averaging 59 points, and then throwing 4 assists, that tells you he's an all-around player. That guy's going to be something special.
You see Racine St. Catherine's, we talked about the defense and have really cranked it up during this run that got him here to the state tournament. The 2009 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Menards. Menards is proud to be a sponsor of WIAA high school boys basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards.
Would that be the old phrase that defense wins championships?
I've heard that.
Yeah, someone famous said that.
Yeah. Coaches tend to repeat that too.
There's nothing new in the game, but
some wrinkles here and there, but a lot of times it just goes back to the same old stuff. I was so interested talking to Bob Lex yesterday. What do you run on defense? Man-to-man.
Yeah, and maybe 1-2-1, and this is a point that might be worth talking about later. Is if St. Cat's feels like they need to make a change, they'll go to a 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Luke Tweed picking up his second personal foul. And it's the second team foul this half on the Crickets. Approaching the midway point of this third quarter, Jake Thomas drills another three.
Well, that's really tough to defend. That's kind of a little bit of bad luck for Fall Creek. Dickinson was right in his face, and he still buries one over him. Dickinson was 5 inches shorter, so Thomas used his height there on the jump shot.
21 points, Jake Thomas now defended. Jordan Reach, who gets it blocked by Lawson. Tweed tracks it down in the corner.
I said earlier that St. Cat's has a lot of length and strength in there, and that was a nice block by Lawson.
Dickinson, that shot off. He wanted a foul. Jacobson gets fouled.
Yeah, Matt Dickinson took the shot there, and then he complained to the ref about the call. He just got to play basketball and depend on his teammates to pick him up.
Hey, he talked about well defended, but boy, a quick trigger.
Yeah, quick trigger. He got the ball. He did a little reverse pivot there. Key there was he squared himself up, got unbalanced. And when you're squared up and unbalanced, chances are more than often you're going to bury that shot, especially guy quality shooters. He is.
Zach Jacobson, one of 3 seniors on this Fall Creek roster.
Amazing. All these young kids. And 2 kids getting hurt in December. They've made it this far, and they're only down 7.
McWhorter, nice spin move and a left-handed finish.
Oh, I haven't heard much from him on the offensive end of the floor today, but he's done a great job on the defensive end of the floor.
He's got 5. Jacobson gets fouled.
Pick and roll and give and go action. Shooting 2.
Well, Steve McWhorter brings a lot of quickness. He's a good ball handler and showing what he can do against a pretty good defender in this league.
Just a solid basketball move. When you're a young player, little boy working on your game in the driveway, that's an excellent move to work on. You just go into the paint, do a little spin move, and go up and shoot it on balance and under control. It's a tough move to defend, yet a very effective move.
St. Cat's a good team, but that's a good program. It has been for some time. Can you imagine the alumni games they could have?
Especially they brought back the likes of Jim Jones and Who's the guy who played in the NBA?
Jim
McAvey with 2 jitters. Now those 2 guys came down.
You've got Devron Bostic, who plays now at Minnesota. Cordero Barkley, a lot of good names from the past.
And Sharif Chambliss, right?
Yeah.
For the Badgers.
Another nice bucket by Jordan Reitz. Yeah, when you have those players who kind of set the bar high, that just is great motivation for the young kids coming up.
That time Fall Creek changes up a little bit. They go from the 2-2-1 three-quarter press, fall back into a 2-3 zone. So just giving the St. Cats a different look.
Bixler followed by Reitz. That's his second foul. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Racine St. Catharines leading Fall Creek 46-40. It was a 6-point game at halftime. And we'll look at Fall Creek. 63.6% back in 1965. You want to talk about programs and history, and both of these schools certainly have that. And these young guys get a little close now.
Well, one of the things you always worry about when you go to a bigger arena is if you're going to shoot the ball well. That obviously has not bothered Fall Creek at all.
Jake Thomas.
Nice out-of-bounds play by the Angels that time. Set up Thomas. Decoy that he's going to go off a triple screen, came back door, and he's wide open.
Did a nice
play
job
out of the
isolating him.
out-of-bounds
Yeah, when Dickinson had the back turn.
Good call by the coaches.
Thomas to finish. Luke Tweed, pull-up jumper, a little short. Rebound to Javon Lawson. Yeah, Lawson just does so many things well for the Angels.
He's got a tremendous body on him, too. 6'5", and lengthy as he is, and strong.
Nick Bixler to Lawson. Nick Warder.
Good call. His foot was on the line, and the official was right on and called it a 2-pointer.
7 points now for Nick Warder. And it's a 10-point lead for St. Cat's. Reitz nearly loses it. Gets it to Jacobson, and now Dickinson. Jarvis Lawson on him. Kick out. Luke Tweed thought about driving on Bixler. Instead backs it out.
Take your time. A lot of time left yet.
Dickinson. Jacobson. Haldeman throws that one up there. Tweed tips it. Goes out of bounds. And it's St. Cat's basketball.
Fall Creek being very unselfish, made the extra pass there, just couldn't get anything out of it.
Andy Kragnes will check in. Haldeman will come on out. Kragnes had some productive minutes in that first half.
Yes, he did. He's obviously the intangible player for the Crickets. He does all the hard work, like you mentioned before. Gets the loose balls, and he gets everybody else an opportunity to score.
Angels basketball up 10. They have weathered the storm. And that foul will go on Dickinson.
Dickinson is bothered by Thomas here a little bit.
And that's his third foul. 14 fouls now in the Crickets.
We'll have to get him out here.
Number 20, he will come out. Colin Haldeman will come in. So now we'll see what the Crickets do defensively. It'll be Zach Jacobson guarding Jake Thomas. Nick Warder looking for the pass down low.
Jacobson, you don't see many kids wearing glasses when they play the game like they do.
You got a good look at Jake Thomas drilling it through.
He did.
Thomas is 26.
Thirds out here. So that's his 6-3.
Jordan Reitz gets it blocked. Goes out of bounds. Luke Tweed earlier in the season was sporting the wire-in glasses too, but he switched to the Panther.
Well, I'm sure they do what's comfortable for him. You just don't see it very often anymore.
In the old days, they had those big black athletic glasses.
Those get knocked off your nose. They didn't break right away, and didn't break your nose off either.
You could drive over a pair of those athletic glasses with a team bus, and they wouldn't break. Luke Tweed. McWhorter. Now Bixler on the run out. Nick Bixler.
Trying to get up there for the flush. Just about did. Still got the 2. Now St. Cat's is up by 15.
Largest lead of the game for the Angels. Good third quarter for them. At the 25-year St. Cat's reunion, that's going to be a two-handed flush by Nick Dixon.
With a guy in his face.
Crickets can't get the shot off. A good third quarter for the Angels. Up 6 at the half. They are up 15 heading into the fourth quarter. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. We are getting set to start the fourth quarter. This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Charter Communications. Bring your home to life with the Charter Bundle. St. Cat's up 6 at the half. They are now up 15, a 9-0 run to cap off that third quarter. Look at that shooting in the third.
Excellent shooting again. I think Fall Creek's maybe starting to show a little signs of fatigue here. St. Cat's really turned it on, finished the quarter last 4 minutes, 21-8 run, which put them up from 2 up to 15 up starting the fourth.
Colin Halderman for 3. Well, that'll help us come back.
Yep, huge basket. Always like to score that first possession when you're coming out down big in the fourth quarter. Give yourself some momentum, give yourself a chance here.
8 points for Colin Halderman. Now the Angels will back it out.
They may try to shorten the game here a little bit now, make this fourth quarter be a little shorter. Lob.
Nice pass by Lawson. Nice finish, McWhorter.
Set up beautifully. Nice pass to the basket and the old lob play there for 2.
Just looking over toward their bench and watching Bob Letch over there, you kind of had a feeling something was coming.
Well, you got up and here we go. Watch out.
Here's a run
This
out
might
for
be that
Bixler. Nick Bixler puts it down. Here's your two-headed flush.
There's the first dunk of the tournament.
First of what I'm guessing will be many. Based on what we saw yesterday at the shoot-around.
I'm thinking this afternoon and this evening it'll pick up big time.
Jordan Reitz couldn't connect inside, knocked out of bounds. And St. Cat's will get the basketball. Well, they run the little backdoor lob.
Yep, there was a little back pick there, the lob to the basket, and then Bixler on the breakout here. Gathered himself and went up and dunked it. The favorite playing basketball, right?
Yes, you can get up and throw it down.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, Bob. You've probably done it many times.
You got to lower the basket considerably, but yeah.
I got an 8-footer in my basement.
I'll be over. You're not that far away here
in
Madison.
No.
He's a guy that can throw it down. Jordan Reitz fouled on the drive.
Well, Fall Creek still got to be careful there to not, you can't get 16 points back in one possession. You still got to, have quality possessions, use your teammates, try and chip your way back here on the defensive end as well.
And the fourth team foul on the Angels, so if you're the Crickets, you would like that total to go up and get to the line. Try to come back with the clock stopped. Kragness trying to get it to Reitz. And that one winds up out of bounds. The 2009 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Wisconsin's dairy farm families and the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. America's Dairyland is your land.
Now that play by Kragness, we talked about their turnovers in the first half. That was Fall Creek's first turnover in the second half. So they did shore up that. St. Catherine's is just taking advantage of them in other ways.
Jake Thomas has another 3.
Well, that time he was not guarded very well, and he squared up again. And with the night he's having, you knew that was going to go down.
29 points for Jake Thomas. And a steal by Thomas. Takes it in on Tweed. Can't quite finish, but Thomas will go to the line. Bob Letch getting closer to coaching in another state championship game.
Well, with all the state championships they had in the WISA state tournament, and now he's got 3 in the WIA, he's a legend.
And credit to Bob Letch for just, again, we talked about it. He went to St. Cat's for high school. Left for 4 years. You get a look at what senior Jake Thomas has done today. Went to college down in San Antonio, returned back to the school, and has been there ever since. Just imagine how many lives he's touched over his time at St. Cat's.
Quite a few. And he's a good guy, too. We've at Edgewood, we've played against St. Catherine's numerous times, and it's always been a great battle.
And you know, as a coach, I mean, the wins are great, and that's fine and everything, but what makes so many coaches proud is when alums come back years later and you see what they've done with their life.
Either come back and coach with you, or come back to events at the school, or send you emails and care about what's going on in your program that year. That's always something special.
Colin Haldeman going hard to the hoop. Oh, he talked about Fall Creek. 5 juniors in the starting lineup, and of course the future's got to be pretty bright for these Crickets. And Rick Storley, though, saying, hey, you know, nothing's guaranteed in life, guys. He said that was one of the messages this week. Enjoy this experience.
Well,
you know, soak it in.
Yep.
And there's nothing guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah. So many teams that are full of underclassmen, like, oh, yeah, we're coming back. We're coming back. Well, sometimes things don't happen that way.
And next year they'll get Shannon Herrick back, I would expect, from that ACL, which will help give him even a little more depth next year. And still time to go here in this one, but they have definitely, I think, really taken advantage of their opportunity and had fun and played hard today so far.
Well, this is a team, and Luke Tweed near steal. And McWhorter gets it back. Lawson, baseline good. Javar Lawson continues his outstanding play. He's got 16.
Good smart basketball here. This is a big point total for St. Cat's. They're usually clearing the bench and things like that by this time, and they don't reach this mark. But 65 points already, that's a big number for them.
Luke Tweed now has 12 points. Timeout taken by the Crickets. We'll step aside to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Those are the stats we need.
Racine St. Catherine's on top of Fall Creek in this fourth quarter. The Cricket Crazies maybe not happy about the score, but they're very happy about their second state tournament appearance in 2 weeks. Crickets were at the girls tournament last week.
Yeah, last year. You know, maybe those are some of the players right there on our screen. Last week the girls were down here from Fall Creek, and it's been a crazy 10 days for the Crazy Crickets.
I know athletic director Brad LaPointe has been a busy man this last week.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I mean, it's busy, but it's a fun busy.
Yeah, beats the alternative.
That's right. I've had athletic directors tell me before, geez, we've had nothing going on for a month here. Our kids are going nuts.
Javar Lawson. Good look at that three. Rimmed out for him.
You see how long,
pass, Haldeman now.
see how long Coach Lex keeps the starters in.
Turned over by the Crickets. Thomas will bring it back out. Now the kick out. Jarvis Lawson will get it back up to Thomas, and he will back it out.
I wonder if Jake's got an idea of what the record is on the 3 points, because he sure looks awful hungry still. Common sense prevailed on the last 2 times he touched the ball.
Yeah, and your head coach standing over there watching.
Telling you
with that look.
Yeah. If you shoot that, this is what I'm going to do to you.
18 points to Javar Lawson. Yeah, Bob Lex has that look.
I know what he's like when he's like 45.
Jordan Reitz loses the handle. Thomas comes out of there with it. Well, turnovers have hurt the Crickets in this game, and the Angels have been able to capitalize. Thomas, open three.
Well, that was Fall Creek's 8th turnover according to my stats, and St. Catherine's had scored on the previous 7, and until that one, on the 8th one, they did not score there, so they scored on 7 of the 8 turnovers, which is a huge advantage for you as a team.
Again, the Angels, a very veteran team, 9 seniors. You can go 3-4 deep off the bench, and the Crickets with that 6-man rotation, but their starters have been playing just about every. They're starting in that 4th game of the season when Herrick and Stanky went out with the ACL injuries. You're looking at 5 guys who logged the majority of the minutes.
That's an excellent point, Bob. Not only are these guys logging a lot of minutes today, you know, especially Tweed and Reitz have not gone out of the game yet. And we're talking about doing this since December 16th, probably averaging close to 30 minutes a game. You know, they say something about, well, they're young, they can handle it, but still, they got to be feeling it.
You know, then you throw in the summer leagues, you know, camp,
football in the fall, and everything else they do all the time. Texting, that's not hard enough.
Yeah, you might get a sprained thumb. You into that texting?
No.
Doing some of that? Okay. I do it occasionally.
I can text hi in about, takes me 10 minutes.
Sure, you got a school full of kids who are willing just to, hey, Chris, come on, it's not that hard.
I know. Easy to get lessons.
Missing that layup that time is Flancher.
Coach Letch didn't like that.
Colin Haldeman going in hard to draw the foul.
So the young man Flancher comes down, misses a layup, goes down to the other end, stops the clock by creating a foul. I'm not sure that's going to be high on Bob Letch's list of things he's pleased with at the moment.
One of the reasons coaches like Bob Letch have so many wins is because details like that do not escape them. Doesn't matter, you're up 18, scrimmage, whatever. Something fundamentally goes wrong. You want to correct it.
The great coaches are like, don't play according to the score. Just stay sound fundamentally. You know, don't worry about whether you're up 30 or down 30. You just keep playing and you play it the right way. Ultimately, that leads to bigger and better things as the year goes on.
There's no longer a walk as a player. When you're down on one end, you know you're coming out of the game. You've just done something, and you've got to make that walk back to your bench.
Right. Well, I think it's important. There are a lot of people that don't. They'll think, well, come on, just relax. You're up 17 with 3 minutes to go. But it's the big picture things.
And those little details add up to big things.
That's right.
It's all about trying to get better. Trying to perfect what you do.
Yep.
You may never get there. Well, certainly
you
be a
try.
lot better because of the process, exactly.
Both teams will be in bonus now.
Thomas on the line as he tries to inch closer to a Division III scoring record. Thomas the kind of guy for shooting free throws. He can back up a few steps. Shoot him as three-pointers.
In his case, yeah, he might be better. He's an 87% free throw shooter as it is, so he can probably afford to step back or two and feel like he's right at home.
.32 points now for Jake Thomas. Bob Letch will take his 30-second timeout.
Well, I was just going to talk to him here about being smart. Just the things you and I just talked about, Bob. Be smart on defense. Don't stop the clock with fouls. On the offensive end, take care of the basketball. We really don't need to shoot it anymore, but we get a chance in a layup, knock it down, and then when they foul us, go to the free throw line with confidence and knock them down there as well. So, but they're looking awful good to be moving on to Saturday night's championship game.
Division III record. I think I called that game. John Kroll of Marshall in 2002 at 36 points. Kroll, an outstanding player, went on to finish his career up at UW-Stevens Point. And Jake Thomas is on his way to the University of South Dakota.
You must bring the best out of these kids.
I don't think it has anything to do with me.
2002, that was a good year.
I think Jake has scored a few more points than I did in my illustrious high school career.
What did you average in high school?
Good grades.
4.0 GPA.
No, my job was to get the ball inside to our big guy at 6'2". That was my job. And I knew the plays.
There you go.
So I got to be the point guard, but my job was get it inside. Play defense, run the plays.
Everybody has their role.
Don't cause trouble. Jarvis Lawson.
St. Cat's didn't get anything out of that, but again, unselfish and smart basketball. Young man just lost it out of bounds.
And Jarvis Lawson, the kid who missed a lot of time down the stretch run, and you know he's wanting to do something to help this team. That's a tough feeling when you're injured and you can't help you. And there's nothing you can do. You're injured, you can't play, but you want to help your team.
No fun there. That last possession was St. Cat's first turnover of the half. So I'd say they've been honoring the basketball pretty well in the second half.
Thomas taking it hard to the hoop. Goes back to the line.
Jake Thomas will shoot 2 for the Angels.
Just 2 losses this season for the Angels. Bob Letch saying, well, you know, we were in both of those games. We had our opportunities.
Well, losing to Wisconsin Lutheran and Milwaukee Hamilton, 2 quality programs, aren't losses that we'd have to even think about being ashamed about.
In that Wisconsin Lutheran game, the Angels shot around 30%. And watching them today, I just cannot imagine this team shooting 30%.
No, I agree with you, Bobby. They're very smart with the basketball. They're very confident in their shooting.
And a good team. You can tell they've played together. This group has come through the ranks. Jordan Reitz.
Very unselfish,
Can't
like
get
Coach
that one to
Lutz
drop.
said.
Yeah, played a lot of basketball together. And, you know, today it's Jake Thomas's time. Lawson going up strong for the finish. And the foul.
Well, St. Cat's has not been shot. They've not pulled the ball back at all. They've kept attacking the basket and still getting things out of it. Why not?
I look at this Crickets team now, and it just seems like this team is just gassed. Not a whole lot left. Jake Thomas will check out.
Well, it looks like the record is intact for at least one more game.
Wherever John Krull is, you can look back and say, oh, okay, I got the record for one more day. But then St. Cat's has another game on Saturday night.
To have 34 today and come back with 36 on Saturday would be pretty remarkable, I would think.
We'll get some of the players that have checked in now for St. Cat's.
Just about got all the starters out now, doesn't he?
Flancher is in. Bixler remains on the court, as does McWhorter. Matt Dickinson hit the three-pointer for the Crickets. Well, no quit in Fall Creek. They have battled from start to finish. Again, this was a two-point game, third quarter, 34-32. It looked like Fall Creek had all kinds of momentum.
Well, that's true. We scrimmaged St. Catharines way back in November, and for 20 minutes, we were with them. For the next 20 minutes, we might as well have been in the parking lot. They just destroyed us, and that's just what they did here this morning. Fall Creek, the last 8 minutes of the game.
Turnover. Dickinson, layup good. Matt Dickinson has 9. Into the game for Fall Creek, number 4 is Eric Gajeski. 10 is Alan Girardi. Luke Tweed picks up the foul. And he has 3. And Rick Storley going to the bench, and more substitutes getting set to check in. And a chance to say he played on the Kohl Center floor.
Yep. Something you'll remember for the rest of your life.
We've talked about the outstanding program at St. Cat's, and you look at a kid like Chris Suter, younger brother of an outstanding player, Patrick Suter, just a sophomore. So it just keeps going.
It just keeps recycling all the stories of the families, the brothers, the dads who've all played in this tournament. That's, again, one of the great trademarks of the WIA state tournament.
Luke Tweed checks out for the Crickets, outstanding player. He'll be back for his senior season. Anthony Schumacher, 45 in for Fall Creek. Number 3 is Cole Aldrich. Jordan Reitz pulls up, a little short. McWhorter. Now Suter on the run out. Chris Suter with the bucket. He has 3. 1 minute to go. Bob Letch will bring in more reserves, as will Rick Storley.
Just took a full time out there to get more substitutions in there for the last minute of the game.
We'll step aside as well to hear a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Final minute of this Division III semifinals. St. Cat's up 22 on Fall Creek. More subs into the game. For St. Cat's, number 10 is Mitch Yeager. Number 11, Mason Weber. Mike Lenz wears number 13.
Great opportunity for those young men to get on the floor.
Joe Hamilton wears number 32. St. Cat's has done a nice job putting the ball in the bucket. Jordan Reitz on the drive is fouled, and he'll go to the line, having a chance to add to his point total.
So did Fall Creek. They were shooting 59% in the middle of the third quarter. They just weren't getting as many opportunities and possessions as we've seen St. Catherine was.
10 points now for Jordan Reitz. More subs in. 43, John Santa Cruz. 14 is Jeremy Burns. Brandon Melnick wears number 30. And Cameron Nyseth, number 34. And Jordan Reitz knocks his free throw in. And more guy will get into the game. Reese rolls that one in. He will check out. Eric Majeski in for the Crickets.
Special player for Jordan. Special player Jordan Reitz is. His father, Kerry, played here in the '85 state championship team. So they'll have a special moment to share this weekend as well. And I have a feeling they'll be back.
You could tell it was part of St. Cat's focus to take him out of the game. Tweed helped out and did some nice things for the Crickets, but in the end, too much out of Jake Thomas, too much out of Jarvis Lawson, and good production up and down that Angels lineup.
Just a solid basketball team, very deserving of playing for the state championship on Saturday night.
Brandon Melnick will go to the free throw line. Melnick, 5'11" freshman. Tough when a season comes to an end, but if you're going to lose your last game of the season, why not have it be here at the Kohl Center?
Oh, absolutely. I just went through that experience of losing at sectional final, and that's very hard. Get to the Kohl Center and lose, it's hard, but I'm not so sure it's as hard as losing the game before that.
Do you think that there's the pressure is so high in those regionals and sectionals, and not that there's not pressure when you come to state, but it's a little different kind?
It is. It's you still got the road to hoe. You still got season left, and whenever you have that feeling, you put a lot more pressure on you. And then that sectional final atmosphere is unlike anything else. You're taking 1,500, 2,000 people, squeezing them in a small gym, and it's an incredible feeling. Great experience for anybody to go through.
You will not get more for your entertainment dollar if you go to a sectional final in basketball. Time ticking down in this state semifinal. Racine St. Catharines moves on. The Angels defeating Fall Creek 77-57. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Racine St. Catharines defeating Fall Creek 77-57 in this Division III semifinal. Head coach Bob Letch of the Angels and a couple of his players standing by now with our own Jake Zimmerman.
Okay, Bob, thank you very much. Well, Coach, you know, you get off to that big lead right off the bat, but then they come back a little bit. They made it a little tough for you.
Oh, yeah, they're a good ball club. You know, they're young, but they're good. They had two really fine ball players, and our goal was to stop them. In the first half, we didn't do a good job. I think the second half, we did a pretty good job of stopping them. I don't know what they finally scored, but then, you know, Jake and Javar, they stepped it up. Well, Jake stepped it up in the first half, too. But you know, he wound up with 30-some points, and that was, you know, he's capable of doing it. And but I mean, he had the shots, and they went down today. And I mean, and Javar's tough inside, and he hit some outside shots. So you know, we needed a game where we haven't been scoring a lot. You know, we scored 44 and 56, 58. But this is a good time to break it out.
Let's talk to Javar first. Javar, come on here for a second. Coach talked about how tough it was for you inside at sometimes. I mean, they made it tough on you too, didn't they? Especially inside.
Yeah, they did. It was a little tough. The game to get here, I was inside most of the whole game, and I was more outside this game. So yeah, it was a lot tougher inside.
And one of your players obviously had an amazing game. Jake, just talk about your game. I mean, you got some open looks. Your teammates were getting you the ball, and you got some nice shots going on.
Yeah, I mean, I got good picks by my teammates, and I got the ball almost every time I was open. And I don't know, I was due for a good game because I haven't been shooting that well lately, but I don't know.
You were shooting good today. Great job. Congratulations, guys. Bob, back to you.
Thanks, Jake. Well, good shooters. The next one's going in, right?
Absolutely. Short-term memory on any misses, bury the next one.
This is a two-point game, as Jake was alluding to, and the Angels start pulling away, and Jake Thomas, he was consistent first, second, third, and fourth quarters.
Well, he was, and he got good looks, and then he made it. You know, he missed his first one, but you could tell right there he shot it with confidence. It was smooth, it was in rhythm, and then from there he just took off. And it's a tremendous feeling for a team and a coach to have a player go off like that and have a big night. It just seems to calm everybody else down.
And big surprise, Jake Thomas featured in our play of the game. The play of the game brought to you by Dreamflight USA. Visit dreamflightUSA.com to learn how you can bring the spirit of education to your school. Jake Thomas with the three-pointer right there. That is your Dreamflight USA play of the game.